Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shemal, Shai by Shemal Kakwadash. Shalom to the hopefully elect out there. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, let's see where the spirit takes me. So I don't have any topic. But anyway, this is the latest video put up by GMS World of Life, Signs in the Heavens. What y'all think? And I put this up as a re-upload on my Odyssey page, I believe. I think both my Odyssey and let me check. Content. Okay, yep, here it is. Signs in the Heavens. What y'all think? Come back over here. Okay, he puts up a lot of videos on UFO sightings around the world. And this is one that a woman captured. Matter of fact, I'm at the 1 minute 7 second mark. Let me come over here. Okay, this is as of October 31st. A little bit more than a month and a change ago. She took a picture or videotaped, the heavens. You see the clouds. You can see there's a dark cloud here. And with most of these UFO photographers, ologists, whatever you want to call them, people that are obsessed with, things in the skies, UFO sightings. On the news, there was a story on one of the news stations, one of the major news stations, either CBS or NBC, where they put out that there was, as of 2022, that the U.S. government, Air Force scientists, observatories, these groups that watch the skies, 24/7, that they officially recorded or documented 510 UFO sightings, various shapes and sizes. And Esau is basically scared. So here, coming back to this picture here, or this video, you see the clouds. You see this dark cloud. So she played with the color, the color, the frames, color frame, whatever you call it. Let me bring it up over here. Okay, and she gets closer. That's a close-up image of this cloud, this dark cloud shaped like a cigar. And this is what she saw. That's not what a cloud is made up of. Looks like a schematic of a city, bird's eye view. When you look up in the heavens and see a cloud, clouds dissipate, they disappear in the air, right? And there's nothing there. There's blue sky, and another cloud comes along. So this is not an actual cloud. Remember what the two men in white, the angels, told the apostles? They saw a cloud receive them, and they told the apostles, "Why stand ye up gazing into heaven the same way Your Lord went up, he's coming back the same way. And pursuant to Revelation chapter 11, we're going to be delivered in one ship. The ships that the angels operate, they're going to be destroying this place using lasers, and the Lord as well. So I'm just going by, now it says in Psalm 91, it says the angels shall have charge over thee, meaning we're going to be beamed up into various ships that angels operate. But Revelation 11 says one ship or one cloud. So when you go to Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, and that's very easy scripture to break down. Ezra saw the vision of the Lord coming back. What Ezra saw was more than 2,000 years in the future, because Ezra was on the scene before the birth of the Messiah. Matter of fact, he saw the Messiah. When the crowns were being given out, he saw the Messiah giving out the crowns. He saw the Messiah on a ship so large that he looked down to see what mountain did he, I guess the word is excavate. And he flew up on it, meaning he was on the ship. It wasn't a mountain, it was an actual ship. It was a gigantic ship. Now there's a retreat in I believe it's Boulder, Colorado, called Cheyenne Mountain Retreat. And they dug out, a mountain somewhere in Colorado. Like I said, I believe it's Boulder. I mean, you can look it up yourself, but it's called Cheyenne Mountain Retreat. And there's military personnel in there. And it's big enough to hold over 1 million people. So that's the fulfillment of what is that? Amos 9, second verse. They're going to hide in the bottom of the sea. They're going to go in the mountains, Mount Carmel. They're going to go up. They're going to climb up into the heavens. And that's what Amos saw, the various ways they're going to try to escape. And the Most High, he's going to get all of them. And the super rich, they're going to be kept alive. They're going to escape. The elite, super rich of the society, but they're not going to be caught dead in America. They're going to be somewhere in Europe, somewhere in outer space, somewhere in a neutral country, but they're going to be found out. And they're going to be the first to have chains shackled on them. They're going to be the first to get the yokes of iron around their neck. So, like I said, a certain number of them are going to go into that mountain retreat in Colorado. And then there's probably others that they don't even speak about. The bunkers, you got the super rich that have these doomsday bunkers. Well, if you go to Isaiah the 24th chapter, it tells you how we're going to reach down and we're going to pull them out of those bunkers. And we're going to give them work assignments. That's slavery. And the nations are going to build the kingdom, not us. We're going to be barking out orders. They're going to become the plowmen, and we're going to become the reapers. But anyway, this is an actual picture that she played with the different filters. And she said, nah, this is not a cloud. There's like a city in there. So if that mountain retreat can hold over 1 million people, guess what? The Lordship can hold over 1 million people, and the Lordship can become bigger. And it's not going to be a big number. It's going to be the 144,000, their families, and other Israelites. And you know damn well if she did this, you know, the authorities of this kingdom, Esau's kingdom, they have this. They have the records, and they're scared to death. When you go back to 2nd Ezra 13, it says they were afraid, and yes, yet there's fight. They're not gonna want to fight the majesty of the Lord and the angels, but the spirit is gonna put it in their minds to keep coming, so they can get knocked out the box. Scriptures in the Apocrypha speak about the strangeness of his salvation. And we almost out of here, man. We almost out of here. But before that happens, before the destruction comes, before the deliverance in the ships come, the deliverance of the elect of Israel, the MOTB has to be fulfilled. And it could happen this year. I pray that this happens this year. Hopeful year that all prophecies come to pass. 2023. And there's several scriptures to back up these sightings. And Esau knows about us, and that we teach that, and we should be teaching this a lot more. It said they shall enter into the house of the thief. It says, Jeremiah, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed at them. That's talking about the constellations of the stars and the UFO sightings. They're dismayed at them. They're afraid of them because they can't explain it. The military forces that deal with that, I guess that's the Air Force, which is an extension of the Navy. And then you have NASA. You have the International Space Station, the ISS, which you have Russian cosmonauts up there working hand in hand with the U.S. astronauts. And then you have other nations up there too. And they see shit out there too. They see if they're actually out there, they ain't pulling a fast one on us. If they're actually out there living for months at a time on the ISS, they see things that they can't explain, and they're told not to say nothing. And this is a beautiful time that we're living in. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. But the only ones that's going to receive the blessing are the elect. Not you phony Israelites out there. You guys out there teaching Israelites to take the jump shot. Or you're not teaching that about the coming MOTB, which is a major prophecy that has to happen before the destruction, deliverance, and the kingdom comes. And it's going to happen on a worldwide level. Everybody's going to be tested pursuant to Revelation 3 verse 10. It says the hour of temptation. If you go to the NLT, I believe, it says the time, the great time of testing. So hour is synonymous with time. When they say the hour, sometimes it means the actual hour. Sometimes it's talking about a particular time. The time of the great testing. And the test is whether you're going to take the charagma or not. And every group, Israelite group that came out of One West or stemmed from us, the former One Westers, if you understand that, you're supposed to be doing videos on it. We always doing videos on the charagma. And we push it for two reasons. Number one is because that's one of the prophecies of the Most High. And number two is to counteract these other Israelites that's teaching against it. So when it comes to pass, then you will know that there has been a prophet or prophets among you. That's when you're going to know it. When they set up them charagma stations and they make it where you can't buy or sell. Like I've been getting on IUIC, I did a video on them, and Bishop Nathaniel, he's now admitting that yes, they're gonna, everything will be digital, and I believe he said they may put a microchip in you, but it's not the MOTB. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, quacks like a duck, guess what? It's not a lion. It's a duck. If everything fits the MOTB station, the charagma stations, there's going to be a point where you can't buy or sell, so you can't eat. You really can't live in this society. So what's going to happen? Scriptures speak about us being pilgrims in the earth. Isaiah chapter 65 speaks about us eating, and we're going to eat. And this is in our generation, our lifetime, not no, oh, well, our grandparents, our grandkids, great grandkids might get it. They might be, no. The Most High sent forth the apostles last. The apostles are here. The men of the Lord are here, and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're out there hitting the highways and the byways and doing the sit downs. Romans, what is that? Romans 15, I believe it's 15:4. I'm not going to go to it. Matter of fact, let me go to it. Let me go to it. For whatsoever things are written aforetime, was written aforetime. The whole Bible, because the New Testament was written 2,000 years ago in the form of epistles, letters that we read now. So what was written aforetime? The scriptures, the book of Revelation, the last book in the scriptures, that was written over 2,000 years ago, or about 2,000 years ago. The laws were written even going further back. We're talking something like 5,000 and a half years ago, almost 6,000 years ago. So, and this book stood the test of time. and it reached our hands. And that's why Esau, he's so messed up. And all we do is we go out there, stand on the corner, open up the scriptures, and we read the scriptures, and mainly we go into a lot of prophecies, because the last few major prophecies are coming to pass. Scriptures speak about the latter days, the end of the world. That was all written at least 2,000 plus years ago. It said, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Look up the word. I'm gonna look up a couple of words. This is how we know that the UFOs that everybody's seeing and bugging out on, we're not bugging out on that. We're not dismayed by that because we understand through the scriptures that those are the angels. Look up the word scriptures. Look up the word comfort. J3874. Paraklesis. The Greek word for comfort. A calling near, summons. This is a gathering. What does it say in Matthew 25? There was a cry made. There was a cry made. Let me go to that. And at midnight, this is Esau's midnight. This is Esau's twilight, and this is our what do you call that? When the morning comes up, dawning. This is our dawning. Esau's twilight is our dawning. Esau's sun is going down, which is his power, his wisdom, his understanding, his knowledge, his technology, his miracles is going down. And our sun is rising up. So Esau is in his twilight, and we are in our rising, our dawning. It says, and at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. And that's what we're teaching. We're not saying that, we can read this, but what does it mean? We're teaching you that you're the Israelites, you're one of the 12 tribes of Israel, and the Lord's only coming for the Israelites. But he's up. This is one thing that we teach too, that a lot of camps don't really push. They're trying to save the whole nation. Mosai didn't set this thing up for us to save the whole nation. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Yahweh set this thing up for the elect to be sealed. Revelation chapter 7. So the ones that's going to get it, and the Most High is going to, you don't have to say, well, let me go over here. There might be some elect over here. Let me go. No, the Most High is going to make a way where you're teaching on the street. You're going to have a guy walk down the street and stop and listen to you and ask questions, and comes out next week. He keeps coming out. He may very well be one of the elect. The the elect is being gathered through what? Through the web. We do far more work. We push this word out even further than Paul did, the apostles did, Yahweh Shai did. Yahweh Shai did a small job, but a big job at the same time, because he gathered the apostles. And it was up to the apostles to spread the gospel to other Israelites. And the ones that came in and followed them were a part of the elect. So we're doing the same thing, but we're reaching far more people through the web. Knowledge shall increase, Daniel 12. So I don't have to hop on a plane and go to Africa, or go down to Mexico, or go to Canada, or anywhere on the planet. Me, myself, and others, we're famous in other countries, man. If we want to go to other countries, say, "Oh, you're Tahar, you're Gabar, you're this guy, you're that guy." Because remember, we're on the World Wide Web. And this is the fulfillment of Psalms chapter 19. It says in Matthew 10, we're not going to go through, I'm paraphrasing, we're not going to go through all the cities of Israel before the Lord comes. I'm merely paraphrasing, meaning if you walk around to different places, this is humanly impossible. Look, if you had a million man camp, you couldn't cover all the places on the planet Earth, even America. All the celebrities, all the singers, all the Jakes in the hip hop community, all the athletes, especially with Kyrie and Ye, what's this guy, Kendrick Lamar. And the Most High used Kendrick Lamar to do a cut dealing with the Israelites. Don't call me black no more, I'm an Israelite. And then the Most High put him back to sleep. Ye ain't saying nothing. Ye did his thing. He got an Edomite woman that's a so-called Jew with a big butt, secretly married her. He back doing his thing. He ain't out there on the highways and byways. You don't see Ye constantly doing videos on topics in Israel. Kyrie haven't said nothing. After he got his ass whooped by the small hats, he got put in his place. He knew to stay in his lane. You're gonna find out this man ain't nothing but the fucking devil, and he hates you. He hates the color of your skin. Actually, he hates you as an Israelite. TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, I heard that they broke up because they were putting pressure on him. And he knew that nigga should have known to stay in his lane, man. He said, don't be messing with no high sedity white woman like that. That's a newscaster. A high sedity white woman. Nigga, you didn't went out the lane, man. And they got rid of both of them. And you should watch the thing that Dr. Umar Johnson did on that situation. TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. They had an affair, and they made a big deal about it. And it had nothing to do with, well, that was an affair, that was immoral. Man, there's all the motherfucking producers and the people, they be laying with little kids, man. Fuck you, doing lines of cocaine, doing all kind of wickedness, man. Dressing up as fucking women. Men dressing up as women. You got them motherfuckers that are into S&M. They did it to him and her. They couldn't fire him because that would be straight up racist. We're gonna keep Amy on, and we're gonna fire TJ because Amy didn't know no better. No, they fired both of them, but the punishment is on him. But like I said, I saw a video. I didn't get a chance to watch it. That she broke up with the guy. Basically, that's Jungle Fever. What happened at the end of the movie? What's his name? Flipper, whatever his name is, Flipper, whatever the hell his name is. You had that guy and this guy, uh, Gator and Flipper. What kind of names are that, man? For Negroes. Anyway, he fell in love with the Edomite chick, and there was so much pressure that he said fuck her and left her by herself. He learned where his lane was at, man. It says while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. We went to cat. You know what it meant when we all slumbered and slept, meaning we slept to the fact that we were Israelites. It was beat out of us. It was whipped out of us in slavery. This fifth verse is talking about us going into slavery, us being in this situation that we're in today. And the cry being made was the person that made the cry out. The person that made the cry out was Abba. He was a key guy. Forget about the commandment keepers. The commandment keepers were brought together by the Most High, so the Most High can choose. As I was going to say Abraham, but that's Abraham. Abba is Abraham, and through the Spirit, because didn't the Most High pull Abraham from his father, so he can give him this knowledge? Well, the same thing happened with Abba. He was part of the commandment keepers. Most High wasn't dealing with the commandment keepers. He wasn't dealing with Wentworth and these other guys, which they had so-called Jews working with him. He pulled them out, and they were all into the Old Testament. Abba got into the New Testament. That's Elijah coming back, not Bishop Nathaniel. Bishop Nathaniel is not Abba. Somebody could tell Alazar that. Okay. Not only is he going off on the new moon being the full moon. Oh, that's trivial. You shouldn't say all that. I heard that, man. He's going around. Well, I don't know if he's saying it, but I know others. There was one major brother, a bishop, that actually said it. I think I made a copy of the video. I got to find it. He said, yeah, this guy's got to be Elijah coming back. But wait a minute. Part of this gospel that we taught was Abba Bivens was Elijah coming back. So you got guys secretly. Now tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm lying. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'll apologize. Somebody should tell Alazar that they teaching that Bishop Nathaniel is Elijah the prophet coming back. So anyway, and another thing, I'm a little all over the place. Like I said, let's see where the Spirit takes me. Another thing is you got so many people that came into this thing and fell off through the years. You had thousands come in, you had thousands go back into the world. And they don't teach anymore. They went back to being Muslims or Christians, Baptists, whatever, atheists, whatever. A lot of them have died. A lot of them have died. A lot of them are back in the spiritual realm. The ones of you that were in this thing, it speaks about tasted of the heavenly gift. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me get that. Give me a second. I had to take a sip of water. Anyway, Let's go to Hebrews 6. So the cry is us out there teaching you that you're the Israelite coming back to the Lord, that the Lord, the Most High is only dealing with Israel. Well, I taught that the Lord came for everybody. Well, John 3:16, but you that's when you have to go into the Greek or in the Hebrew. If you go into the Greek, the word there in John 3:16 is cosmos. Cosmos is a certain segment of something, a world. Like you have the world, you have the world of rock and roll, you have the hip hop world, you have the world of bees, you have the world of insects, you have the world of the scientific world. You got the G happy world. That's a world right there. G happy cosmos. So the cry, where am I? And at midnight there was a cry made. So we're the ones crying. Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Who's going to meet him? The elect. And the Most High is going to make a way where somebody might come from another state or country or whatever. But it really doesn't matter because, they might be in Chicago and come out to New York and see the brothers, and they might say, "I'm going to live in New York to be with them," or they're going to go back to Chicago and set up a camp, or whatever the case may be. One way or another, the Lord didn't just say, "Oh, there goes a bunch of guys fishing. Let me go make them disciples." Or there's a guy, the tax collector, a publican named Mark. Let me go make him a disciple. No, they encountered the Lord because the Most High set it up where they would encounter the Lord. The Lord didn't just look at somebody and say, "Okay, he's gonna be a disciple. What's your name, sir? Simon. I'm gonna call you Peter. Your name is what? John. You got a brother? You got a brother John? You got a brother named James? Peter? You got a brother named Andrew? By the way, Andrew came into this thing first before Peter, because Andrew, James, and John were amongst them that followed, that were disciples under John. Peter wasn't fully into it like his brother Andrew, but Andrew came in and followed the Lord after the death of Abba or John, which is Abba. In my spiritual opinion, could be wrong, but I doubt it. They followed after the Lord. They went from following John the Baptist to the Lord. And then Peter followed after them. But then Peter became the head disciple or the apostle. Why was that? Because it was set up in the spirit. The order was already set up. Our Lord had 4 brothers. 2 of them that became the 12. You had 2 Jameses and you had 2 Judes. It says, and 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. The ones of you that went back into the world, you're foolish. Let me look up the word cry. Let me look up the word midnight. Mesos. Middle, the midst, in the midst of, amongst. Middle, right? You have a football field, right? 100 yards, right? The middle of the football field is the 50-yard line, right? In football, they're at the 50-yard line. That's the middle. You had a thing called the Middle Ages. The middle is normally there's a transition. you got a certain age, then you got the middle of it. If it's 100 years, the middle point, you got another 100 years before that kingdom goes down. So middle means a transition. It said at midnight, which is the word there is middle, as the transition between Esau going down, sun is going down, and Jake's sun coming up. Let's go to the root of that. Meta with altar behind. Yeah, Esau is behind. And America is an altar. America is an altar for the high priests, which are the prophets. This is the great podium. Let me go here to, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me try this. Let me go to cry. G 2906. Crowd gate. A crying, outcry. What does the word church mean? Ecclesiastical or ecclesiast means to call out, to call out. A crying, outcry. Outcry means church, to cry out. Let me look that word up. Let me go to the word church. Build my church. Let's see what the translation is. Listen. G 1577. Ecclesia. The word actually translates into the word outcry. Right, here we go. A gathering of citizens, which are the elect, called out from their homes into some public place and assembly. That's why we go on the highways and the byways. An assembly of people. So now the assembly of people, they're on the web. Like you get 1,000 people, you might get 300, 350, 600 people. And then later that day or the next day, you might get 1,000 people, 1,500 people, 2,000. That means 2,000 people saw your video. And some of them will say, I live in Texas, I live in Dallas, so how can I get with a camp? So we might say, well, there's a camp in Dallas, and there's another camp in Houston, there's another camp over here. Well, I'm from LA, how can I get down? That's how they got down in the beginning. I used to say, look, man, form camps through the Spirit. Assemble. Wait a minute. It says the assembly of the what? Of the Israelites. That's what the word church means. The assembly of the Israelites. Anyway, let me go here to Hebrews 6. Let me see. I'm not going to read the whole chapter. Key point is in the 4th verse. I'll start. Let me open up at the first. Hebrews 6:1. Therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Yahweh, let us go on unto perfection. Perfection, become teachers. Not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead works and of faith toward the Most High. Not going backwards. Of the doctrine of baptism and of laying on of hands and of resurrection of the dead and of eternal judgment. And this will we do if the Most High permit. So this is coming into the truth. For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened. What does that mean? Any of you that came into this truth, you got a garment, you put the fringes on the garment, you read the Bible, you went to the classes, or you watched the videos and you joined a camp, and you out there speaking, you know, you came unto perfection, but then you drew back. The scriptures speak about drawing back. And have tasted the heavenly gift, meaning you have an idea of what's in the future, the kingdom of heaven, and were made partakers of the Holy Spirit, meaning the Spirit was on you, just like the Spirit jumped up on King Saul. King Saul is prophesying with the prophets, and have tasted the good word of the Most High, tasted the scriptures, and the powers of the world to come, if they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucified to themselves the Son of the Most High afresh and put him to an open shame. That means for you to come back. That's why guys that fall off, they never come back. They never come back. It says, for the earth which drinketh in the rain and cometh off upon it and bringeth forth herbs. That's all I pretty much need to read. The key point was right here. And that includes you guys that turn your back on the plow. That means you did a disappearing act. You know that you're an Israelite. You know, you might speak on it casually to certain people. You might run into somebody, hey, shalom, brother. Have a little, where you been, brother? I've been doing things, and, you know, been working 2 jobs, and, you know, I got 5 children, you know, I got to do this. You started off in this truth. You came to perfection, but then you drew back. Let me see something. Draw. Draw back. Let's see what comes up. Okay, just exactly what Hebrews. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. What does it mean to draw back? What does it say in Luke 9:62? Turneth it back on the plow. It's not fit for the kingdom. You can't take 6 months off because your mother's sick down south. It says, but we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, that means destruction, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. So when you come into this truth, you have to endure to the end. My will is to do, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to what? And to finish his work. The Lord didn't do no disappearing act for a year. The disciples didn't do a disappearing act. When they got that word, they kept pushing that word. So you guys that got it, And you guys, you ain't been out here, or you might take winters off, or you might just disappear for like 3 years. And then when some major shit prophecy happens, then you out there on the highways, the byways, doing the videos like you never left. That's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. You know what? I have to get hit. I must be allowed to hit 2 Peter 2. You can read this whole chapter. The title is The Rise of False Prophets. '20th verse. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the Messiah, they are again entangled. Oh, that's a heavy word. Remember what Jada Pickens told her husband, I was in an entanglement. Let me look up the word entangled. He said, what do you mean? She said, I was in an entanglement. She's the devil. Don't be surprised if that's Lucifer herself. Lucifer himself. She's the devil, man. That's why the Most High took her hair. If you notice, right after she had that entanglement, she had hair when she said that at the red table. Look it up. She had hair. Matter of fact, I'm gonna prove it to you. After that was what, a year and a half ago. All of a sudden, she had the Most High took her hair. Let me look up the word entangled. To enweave, and she ain't got no weaves. Of a thing to entangle, involved in. No man, 2 Timothy 2, verse 4, no man or woman that warreth as in this truth, entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that they may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. And we just read this. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world, like Kendrick Lamar, he came into this thing, right? He tasted the glory of the kingdom. He got an idea of what the kingdom is like, and the 12 tribes and all that, and he went back into the world. He's going to be destroyed. Most High guaranteed. The Most High going to destroy Kendrick. And if his cousin fell out too, I believe his cousin Duck, whatever his name is, Duckworth, he brought him in, and he wound up falling out too. So the Most High going to destroy him too. The scriptures speak about castaway, and Paul said that. Least I become a castaway. I'm going to read that too. It says, through the knowledge of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning. And it tells you that in Matthew 12, that you have a demon on you. When you come into this truth, the demon is expelled from you. When you go back into the world, the demon comes back and he brings 7 demons mightier than himself, fortified demons. So actually now you have 8 demons, and those demon number 2 to demon number 8 is more powerful than demon number 1. And that demon number 1 was powerful as damn south. And a lot of guys bug out, a lot of them drop dead, a lot of them go crazy. And if you make it through all that, you don't drop dead, you don't become homeless, you don't wind up locked up. You're gonna be intact for the missiles to get you. And oh, by the way, if you're still here when the missiles come, guaranteed you got that missile because you took the Karagma. That's why we do so many videos on that subject. What did I say I was going to go? Anyway, you know what? I'm going to say Shalom. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to finish reading this. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world, and the world is talking about, let me look that up, the word world, cosmos, through the knowledge of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning, because now you got 8 demons on you. Oh, I said I was going to get the picture of the video of what's her name, Pinkett Smith, that she had here. This was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. But it is happened unto them according to the true proverb: the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire. So let me go to table talk. Table talk. Entanglement. Entanglement. Look at that. This was 2 years ago, right? Look at this. Look at this. Let me do this. Wait a minute. Okay, now this is 2 years ago. She got a full head of hair, right? When did she start losing her hair? When did she go bald? After she did what she had to do, committed the act of adultery, and then she confessed it to her husband on the damn show, embarrassing him. Look, she got a full head of hair. That ain't weaves. That's a short haircut. Now, when you have no hair on your head, you can't you can't put weaves on it, because there's nothing. You need something to work with. You can slap a wig on your head, but a wind comes by and it blows the wig off, unless you go to Maury's wig shop. Inside joke. We were talking about that. Maury's wigs don't come off, even in wind. I'm bugging right here. Now we were talking about that. That's from Goodfellas, the small hat that owned a wig shop. So now at the Academy Awards, right? Let me do this. Let me show you something. Jada. Jada. So the Most High cursed her at the Oscars. Let me try this. Look at this. Look at this, man. Ain't the Most High is terrible, man. And this was like a year ago. Look at that. About a year and change before that, you can see right here, she's totally bald. The Most High took her hair. That's a curse. The Most High cursed her. Look at that. And she hates the fact that she ain't got no hair because of the woman's glory is their hair. She looks mad. Every single, and then you got her bugged out daughter, Willow. And that's why when Chris Rock said, G.I. Jane, part number 2, can't wait to see it. I mean, that hit her. That was a good shot, man. Everybody was laughing, even Will Smith, and he looked over and noticed that Satan wasn't laughing, and she, he got up and smacked the shit out this dude. But there it is. And like at the Oscar shoot, she wore, one of these things. Hold on, wait a minute. Cause that's her with the long hair. That's weave. That's weave right there. Her hair starts right about there. That's all weave. That she got that look, man. The apocrypha, the ecclesiastic can speak about that. She wearing hats. She got some hair, talking shit. But she ain't got no hair and she's still talking shit. Look at that. She's figured, let me put a gown on so they don't look at my head. She's bald headed, man. And that wasn't even 2 years ago. You know damn well you don't feel right with a bald ass head on a woman. Oh, oh my goodness. That's a demon. There's a demon jumped over, man. Demon jumped over. That's an old man. These motherfuckers look. The guy gave him that look. He got him looking like the Manchurian candidate. She had a chip in his ass. I'm just having fun with this thing. But that's what happened, man. She got cursed. The Most High cursed her by taking, and the worst curse that a woman could get is to not have any more hair, because the hair is a glory. That's in Isaiah 3 verse 16 on down. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. On to the next one.